How's everybody doing? It's okay? Looks easy, but then you start doing it, like, hey, well, wait a minute, maybe it's not that easy. What a big benefit of doing martial arts with Tai Chi or Kung Fu, different various martial arts, yoga, Pilates, weight training to a lesser degree, activities that occupy your thought with details give you a break from your normal everyday stress. Your organs are connected to your emotions. People that worry a lot have stomach problems. People that have a lack of joy, a lot of times have heart problems. People with too much laughter, too much joy, they get heart problems. People that have fear in their life have kidney problems. It's connected, it's that way. The Asian culture recognizes that much more than American culture. Here a doctor will give you aspirin or some kind of painkiller because of the symptoms. A lot of the Asian cultures will say, you have fear in your life. Why do you have fear in your life? Well, I'm always afraid that I'm going to be sick or I'm not going to be able to do this and that. And they're like, oh, you should do this exercise because it affects your stomach or your kidneys. And if your kidneys are stronger, you won't have as much fear in your thought. So when we do these exercises, I'm telling you all these little details, you start having this little mind game going on where you're thinking to yourself, what in the world is Jim explaining that he wants me to do? I can't stand on one leg and twist my hands and turn backwards. Well, maybe you can if you put your thought and your effort into what we're doing here and not think about what happens once you leave and you go home or going grocery shopping or Christmas shopping or traffic. Put your thought into what we're doing and the connection starts to become much stronger for your health. Does that all make sense? Let's go on to another exercise in the set that I have on that graphic. There's 8 exercises. I'm trying to do maybe 4 or 5 of them today. The next exercise is going to be to just shake your fingers loose. Like you got rings on your hand, you want to flick them off so they can hit the ground, make a loud noise, right? The example I usually say is that you're wet. You want to get the water off your body. Now try to get your elbows to move with it. And then your shoulders. And then let your knees bend. So you got out of the pool, you forgot your towel, it's a little bit cold out, you want to get all that water off your body, so just going to shake it off. Next step is to lift your heels and land lightly. But you got to still keep the arms moving, and the elbows and the shoulders and your chest. Now it's not as easy when you started. You do it for 20 seconds, now you start to get tired. And then stop. For some people, for me, when I stop, I can feel the blood tingling. And again, where the blood is at is the energy. This is one of the easiest ways you can relax. This is one of the easiest exercises to demonstrate that you have energy in your body and not just blood. My hands are tingling right now. They feel like the paint shaker. Remember those? Years ago, you go to get a gallon of paint at the hardware store and it shakes. That's what my hands feel like, but they're not moving. So that exercise is very good just to demonstrate how to get the energy moving. Once we get the energy moving, we want to get into a rhythm. Get in that deep rhythm like we're sleeping. Once we get in that rhythm and get the energy moving, then we try to store it and bring it back down to our center of gravity. So the next exercise after the shaking one is to be at your lower back, massage your back, like from the kidneys down towards your waist. And again, if you dip your chin, you can round your back and stretch not only the muscles, but the vertebrae are bending. Now from here, come up on the ball of your foot, come down soft on the heel. So yes, I'm asking you to rub your back, and at the same time, try to balance. This is how you develop balance, is by doing exercises that make you lose your balance. And then as you get more comfortable, you're like, okay, where's my center of gravity? I got to bend a little bit. I got to know where my weight is at if it's not over one leg. So after, again, about 20 seconds, you start to get a little tired. As you keep doing that, the muscles will start to adjust. You'll start to know where the center of gravity is at better. Next exercise. Feet apart, wide, and then a little bit out with the toes. Bend if you can, like you're sitting down like on a horse. Fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside. This is a great exercise to do standing up, but if you need a chair, you do it in a chair too. Chin up, head up, arch your back. Chin down, round your back. Try to lean a little bit farther forward if you can. So once again, here's that arching of the horseback. Chin is up, lower back is arched. Chin down, the spine can round, tailbone is rounded. Again, a little shift from right to left. That little shift makes everything stretch a little bit more as I sink down. Now you don't have to go as low as I'm going or as wide, but you get the idea. Arch your back, inhale. Round your back, exhale. So I'm getting my back to kind of roll. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If that's fine, when you come to the rounded position, shift so your shoulder tries to come to the right side. Left shoulder to your right side. Back to the center. Inhale, right shoulder to the left side. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. If your back or your neck does not like that, then go back to the previous position if you can do that. Inhale, exhale. Now, not only am I going to shift my shoulder across, I'm going to try to look to the back wall. Inhale, I look up. Exhale, I look behind. If it's too fast, you get dizzy, then just slow down and do what you can comfortably. Like I said earlier, this is a follow-along class. So you follow along and you do what you can. If something's not comfortable, you back off. One more thing to try. Always we'll come back to the center, but how we finish it, we can shift the weight so this leg straightens, and then crossed, and again, look at the back wall. Back to the horse stance. Inhale. Shift to the left. Lock your right leg. Look behind. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. To stand up, I'm going to shift my weight with my knees still bent. I come in, take a deep breath, and then straighten up slowly and slowly exhale. What that'll do is bring the oxygen, the energy back up to your brain so you don't stand up real quick and you get lightheaded because all the blood and the energy start to pool in the lower part of your body, which is what happens when you sleep, or you're sitting in a chair for a long time and then you jump up to your feet real quick and you get a little lightheaded. So we want to bring the oxygen, the energy back up. Everybody doing fine so far? Does this all make sense? I try to break it down in a way that, it's like if you look at a chart and a drawing and it's like, oh, if you do this, this is what happens. The body is very mechanical, like a machine, just a very complicated, finely tuned machine, like an automobile. If an automobile has one or two little things wrong with it, you can still drive it. But as time, those things start to stack up, and the next thing you know, your brakes are going out on you, your alignment's off, so you're having a hard time steering, and then you can't stop the car because your horn doesn't work, and all these things together make you get into an accident. So our body being that fine-tuned machine, we get away with the shoulder being a little bit sore, our vision starts to go, we're like, a little bit at a time. I think we're all at the point now, we have different sets of issues as we get older, that we need to maintain a lot of different things to keep our body working at the level that we're comfortable with. That's what will happen as you do this. So next exercise, a little more thought, a little more engagement of what we're doing. Horse stance again, arms circle up, like I'm trying to touch the ceiling, palms together. When my arms start to come down, I'm going to let my hips come down. Slowly go down, slowly come back up. Point your arms forward. So again, like you're stretching. There's just one fly in the room, you know that, and it wants me. So that's not the exercise, that's me just trying to get that little fly away. So my palms from here turn with my body as a whole, as far as I can go to the right. When I can't go any further to the right, my hand slides down. And now it's like I have a bow, like if I was holding a bow and pulling the string back. But this hand is going to be open, and this hand is going to be a fist. Okay, let's try it again. Arms come down, little stretch up to the ceiling, palms together. As your arms come down, hips come down. Just enough pressure to put your hands together, not real hard. Come back up slowly, arms in front. Now I'm gonna go to the left. My lower body just stays where it's at. Twist as far as you can. You can't go any further with your hands together. This comes back. Left hand just stays there, pointed. Right hand makes a fist and put it right in front of your forehead. And then sink down, relax your shoulders, sink your hips down, and then slowly back up. So it's like when my upper body gets to relax, my lower body gets stressed. When the lower body gets to relax, my upper body might be doing something. What that'll do is make your body work more like a pump. You can all stand up for a moment if you would. We have this main pump in our chest, our heart. That's the main one. We have another heart, in a sense, in our diaphragm. If we can move our stomach when we breathe, the diaphragm moves, it helps the heart, the main one, so it doesn't have to work as much. When we move the legs up and down, more specifically the calf and your ankle, that draws more of the blood down to your ankle. So the heart, again, doesn't have to work so hard. So we have 3 hearts that make the body move like a pump. So when we're relaxed up here, we put the stress on the lower body. We relax the lower body, we put some stress up here. It helps the heart once again. We have only so many beats in our heart through our lifetime. We want them to be, effective, efficient heartbeats. We don't want to waste them. So if the other parts of the body can help, that makes this heart last longer. Next exercise, along the same idea of what we did, we're going to go a little wide again. This is a little more of a coordination exercise. Your hands start up and then into a fist. Extend your arm with your palm up. The last part before your arm extends, you're going to turn it over. It's a basic punch from martial arts. One hand goes out, the other one comes back. They turn at the same time. And this hand will come to rest above your hip. One arm goes out, one goes back. And I'm just looking at my hand so you see where it's supposed to go. I want to keep my focus looking straight ahead. These 2 knuckles are going to line up right at the base of my nose. So I'm trying to become self-aware of where my body position is with my hand to my nose. One goes out, one goes back. We end up in that same spot. Now if you want, you can sink your hips down at the end of each of these. So again, you work the lower body, and then relax, and then we switch. When one arm goes out, one comes back, I'm going to make this back shoulder stretch back. So now my spine gets worked again. And then I relax, sink down. Tension's on the legs. Upper body, I'm just holding my arms up. They're relaxed, but they're up. One goes out, one comes back. The last part, they turn. Relax, let the elbows bend a little bit. Let the hips bend. Sink down, and slowly back up. And then with all those, you can just stretch that one shoulder back. So what we're doing with the spine, doing that little bit of tension, twisting back and forth, your spine, you got all the muscles, you got the vertebrae, that's where your spinal column's at. My understanding of Parkinson's disease is there's somewhat of a disconnect or lack of the brain making the spinal column, the nervous system, do what it's supposed to do. So any of these exercises that we do where your spine is rolling, your spine is twisting, your spine is stretching, it's stimulating the nervous system. It's stretching the muscles. It's taking the vertebrae from being here to having a little bit more space between them. All of those things increase your circulation, get more energy going through your body. Does anybody have any questions on any of this? Because this is basically what we do. We do these kind of exercises, and then we go back to some of the breathing things, but these are the basic kind of exercises that we do. And then after a month, I throw a whole nother set at you, so that it's not like you feel like, gosh, we just do the same thing, and I'm kind of bored doing it, Jim. Well, next month, we do a different set that would make a different part of your body get a little bit stiff or sore or stimulated. And then the next month, a different one. So that way, you get so many different parts of your body that can get worked, you really start to make everything more in balance. A lot of people want this muscle big, these big, this flat. Well, if that's all you concentrate on, how do you exercise your pancreas or your spleen, your kidney? How do you exercise the organs? If you're relying upon moving your biceps, your stomach, and your thighs to make all the organs healthy, it isn't going to happen as much as if you're actually moving those organs and making the blood and the energy get more circulation into those organs. So that's my understanding of how this works. I've been doing it for 34 years. I think it works. Yes? Yes. Right? Yes. Right. Yeah. It's all connected. Like I was saying, with the emotions and the organs, your stress, a lot of times stress, it's attached from your nose, your eyes, from what you see, your eyes take it in, and then it goes to your neck. And then you grind your teeth or you swallow, like I was talking about the last class, we swallow when there's stress, and that tension, then it works to your spine, and then down the nervous system. So it's all connected. Just like what we've been doing, by getting the back to stretch and twist subtly. You know, if we go out and we do jazzercise and we're jumping up and down on the different platforms and we're putting stress on the spine where it's getting pounded, you feel better maybe for 4 or 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, it tightens up. And then that process continues. So the idea with what we're doing is to get things to relax so that when you walk out the door, you can kind of take that with you and then do it on your own a little bit. Because it's all connected. So my suggestion, the first thing, like what we did, that breathing, you can do that at home, sitting on a couch, give yourself 5 minutes, go away from everybody. Inhale. But then the next step would be to do physical exercises to get the energy moving more to those areas. I've had back pain probably for the last 20 years, and I'll tell you how it came about. It's because I injured my knee. And when I injured my knee, my whole body adjusted a little bit to favor that. Even a few millimeters can make a big difference over time. So what I ended up doing, aside from all these exercises, because they worked, but I'd always come back, later in the day, having to do it again and again. I got a shim in my heel of my shoes. It's 7 millimeters. And that made everything go back to where it's supposed to go. And it was like hitting myself in the head. It's like I should have known that earlier. I went to a chiropractor for years. I went to a physical therapist, had massages, in addition to doing all the exercises. And then one day the physical therapist said, your leg's shorter than the other one. Really? Went back to the chiropractor, he took an x-ray, and he saw that it was off. So now I've had, lack of that pain for years now. So it could be something other than the stress too. It can be your posture. It can be poor fitting shoes. It can be your lifestyle. If you're bending a lot, getting stiff from that. So, any other questions? So my plan is to talk with Anissa, let her know that more people came again, and then she'll see if the space will be available after the first of the year. And if so, and if you all want to do it, we'll continue it probably for at least a month, see how the interest goes, and then continue as we see fit. I've offered to all of you that you can come to my other class, which I have the schedule for, and there's directions around, we call the address is on the sheet. So that class has been going on for years now if you want to attend that. It was an hour before here, 11:30 to 12:30, on Mondays and Fridays at Winter Park Presbyterian Church, which is on Lakemont Avenue in Winter Park.